Did you ever tasted and wondering who is the person behind the huge brand of Kit Kat, Milo, Nescafe and La Cremeria? Yes, it is absolutely from Nestle Malaysia Berhad. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. We wish to our respected lecturer Dr. Intan Maizura and yet those people who are watching this as well. Today, we are delighted to present our group presentation about a company that we had chosen, that is Nestle Malaysia Berhad. To begin with, let me first start with the company's background. Incorporated by Johan as the CEO, Nestle started as a multinational company that is based in Penang in 1912 and formerly known as Arnold Swiss Condensed Milk Company. Later, with more than 5,000 employees, Nestle currently markets over 500 halal products worldwide, including Maggi, Milo, Kit Kat, ice cream, and ranges of cereals. Besides, specialized in food and beverages industry, it is to fulfill the vision and mission of the company itself, whereby to become a leader in nutrition, health and wellness company by enhancing the highest consistent quality so people could live more healthier.
Next, we move forward to the industry analysis. The first one is effective and sustainable growth strategy. Nestle wants to maintain and even amplify the importance and scope across all the market segments by meeting their unique needs and desire in order to ensure sustainable development. Efficient online participation is an increasingly significant consideration for success. Many new developments such as launch of the ready-to-drink RTD, Maggi noodles, ice cream and confectionery have been made in Nestle. Nestle emphasizes on convenient outlet and local store or mini market continue to be guided into their portfolio approach as this format carry on a state of the overall retail industry. Nestle Malaysia build an effective commercial network and ensure the best present for their brands. Second, nurture the love of Malaysian for Nestle brand, connecting consumer with their core. Nestle strives to ensure that both young and older generation remain aware of this beloved brand. This includes the creation of Nestle product as a good influence in terms of both nutrient and value ideal and their specific attempt to uphold ideal to lead a better society. For example, Milo brand. Nestle provide Malaysians to learn the value of leading a safe and balanced lifestyle. The third one is building capability for the future. For over 100 years, Nestle has been successful in Malaysia and their experience represent their ability to balance short-term results with investment in the right potential winning capability. Nestle also launched an innovative human resource system that empower workers to effectively monitor job growth and success as well as to provide employees with better transparency and insight on their remuneration. Emerging innovations such as collaborative robot at Nestle Development Facility in Shah Alam continue to be incorporated. Talent development and employee well-being such as blended learning face-to-face with online component. The last one is strong contribution to help climate change and ecosystem issue. As the biggest food and beverages organization in the world, Nestle are committed to address environmental challenges. Nestle want to make 100% of packaging reusable by 2025 and to achieve zero net emission by 2050.
For the SWOT analysis, every big company have their own strength, weakness, opportunity as well as their threats. The strength for Nestle Malaysia Berhad is it established as well-known company around the world and also owning some of the world's distinguished brands. Nestle also had efficient distribution channel and geographic presence and it also have high efficiency in R&D system. For the weakness of Nestle Malaysia Berhad, the first one is Nestle is poor in implementation of CSR and it also had faced social criticism as a result of their nutritional value. Fluctuation of rates by supermarket giants also one of the weaknesses. However, Nestle is inability to have reliable food product consistency. For their opportunity, the first one is strong demand for healthier food products. Other than that, Nestle has opportunity online shopping store and acquire startup for the manufacture of illness goods. Next is Nestle's threats. It enhances rivalry in the food and beverages sectors, and the technology progress drive innovation as well as related challenges. Last but not least, Nestle has large competitors in similar products, and having a greater option with loyalty drive higher consumer power in the industry.
Moving on to the next financial analysis section, it is including to talk about the comparative and common size of the company. Referring to the year-to-year change analysis table, we can say that Nestle has consistently doing well as it shows significant increase percentage in revenue, meaning that the company is good in generating sales through promoting the brands across the nationwide. Next, index trend number analysis table also shows that there is a huge gap between in other expenses in between 217.65% in 2017 to 1019.63% in 2018. Notably, Nestle has conducted to pay millions ringgit on non-cash items in 2018 such as impairment of intangible assets, depreciation of property and others. And last but not least is common size. Similarly, Nestle liable 6.49% in loans and borrowings at the end of 2019, which is increasing from the previous year that is 0. It is also due to the increase in the amount of supplier and also non-cash items.
The first ratio is liquidity ratio, which include current ratio, quick ratio and net working capital. For the current ratio from 2015 to 2018, the performance shows higher, but in 2019, the performance slightly dropped. It means the firm might have problem to meet its short-term obligation. Next, for the quick ratio from 2015 to 2018, the performance shows higher, but in 2019, it's slightly released. It means that the firm not able to pay without having to rely on illiquid current asset. Nestle is having negative net working capital, and it means it unable to pay off its short-term liability and invest in other activities. Second ratio is efficiency ratio, which include ITO, ARTO, SCP, FATO and TATO. For the ITO from 2016 to 2019, the performance in Nestle is likely decline. It means that the firm is not effectively using its inventory to generate sales. However, for the ARTO can be described as the higher the better. It shows that the performance is increased year by year. It means that the firm has the ability to collect payment. So next is ICP, that can be defined as the lower the better. It means that the Nestle is efficient at managing their fixed assets. So the third ratio is profitability ratio, which includes GPM, NPM, OPM, ROE and ROE. The higher the better as for GPM. In this case, the GPM for Nestle is fluctuate from 2015 to 2018 and increased by 2019. Since it is increased, the firm is able to provide more return because of productive in managing their assets. Next is NPM, which can be defined as the higher is better. But NPM for Nestle percentage is decreased starting from 2017 to 2018, but increased in 2019. It shows that the firm is more efficient at converting sales into actual profit at the moment. Then the OPM percentage for Nestle is rising every year, and it means that the firm is making enough money from its ongoing operation to pay for its variable costs as well as its fixed costs. So from 2016 to 2017, the ROA is increased but decreased in 2018 and slowly rising in 2019. It means that Nestle have efficient management in utilizing its asset and unable to control costs in its operation as well as provide more return. Then ROE for Nestle is constantly increased from 2016 to 2018 but declining in 2019. It shows that the firm have efficient management in utilizing its equity base and making better return to the investor. For the last ratio is market valuation ratio that include EPS, PE ratio and dividend yield. For EPS, it is rising constantly and it shows that the firm is good in making sales and making profitable. Then, the PE ratio for Nestle is increased and it can help to identify value placed on the market of the business, and it also means that the firm has the ability for investors willing to pay cash of the reported profits. Last but not least, for Nestle dividend yield. The dividend yield is slightly decreased from 2016 to 2019, and it means that the firm is unable to pay out to the shareholders in the form of dividend.
First judgment for this company is having high administrative expenses. Their administrative expenses was increased every year as shown in the statement of profit and loss. Administrative expense include most expenses that are part in the operating budget. Moreover, administrative expenses are costs related to the general administration of the business. For example, rent, utilities, service fees, and other. The higher administrative expenses will lead the company to the risk of accumulating debt. Based on the ratio analysis, debt ratio for Nestle is increasing year by year, meaning that the company is not good in managing its debt. From this, it is worth it for the investor to invest in the company. Next, refer back to the ratio analysis. It shows that Nestle is unable to pay off its short-term debt obligation, and it is difficult for them to repay their loan and paying their employees. Nestle current ratio and quick ratio is less than 1 for every year, meaning that a company is not able to satisfy its current liabilities. After that, the company also unable to turn its product into cash. Furthermore, Nestle also having high inventories level from year 2015 to 2019. From this, it can be explained that the company is struggling to turn over inventory and make sales. When Nestle have a high level of inventory, the company might face significant costs and inventory management that have disadvantage to the company. This situation occurs because the company does not fully utilize the inventories. In fact, company will have poor inventory turnover. This is not a good situation as businesses need to turn over inventory efficiently to maintain high profit margin. Lastly, according to the dividend yield that have been calculated, it shows that the company have lower dividend yield. This implies that the stock market price is considerably higher than dividend payment a shareholder gets from owning the stock. In addition, the company is unable to pay out to the shareholder in the form of dividend because the company cash is not stable and they do lack cash on hand.
According to the problems on ratio analysis of Nestle's company, we have come up with a few suggestions on how to overcome and improve in terms of financial, inventory and also organizations of the company. The first suggestion is reduce administrative costs. The company need to cut administrative costs in a business because it helps to avoid from overspending the money. Ways to reduce administrative expenses are: the first one is Nestle have to rent office space instead of purchase, and it depends on the company location and size. In terms of building ownership and maintenance, company have less upfront expenses. Next, reduce utilities bill. For instance, look at the electric bills for the past few months and then look at what equipment have been used and what have not been used for a while. Unplug or remove unused equipment to reduce the amount paid for electric bills. The last one is go paperless. Go paperless helps to reduce administrative overhead. It is considered moving to a digital system in office without using any paper in order to cut the costs. Next, second suggestion is increased liquidity ratio. Regarding to the current ratio does not meet short-term obligation, company need to selling unused asset. It is because cash level can be increased by selling off unproductive fixed asset. Next, according to the quick ratio unable to turn its production into cash, Nestle company need to increase sales and revenue to improve the liquid resources in hand. Next, move to the third suggestion is reduce the inventories. This is one of the important parts in conducting business. When the stock hold is too high, it will affect on the quality of the products as well as conduct to decrease in sales. According to the ratio analysis, Nestle company's inventory is too high. It means that company needs to increase the sales by conducting a better marketing strategies to create more demand in the industry. For examples, improve in promotional events, advertisement in social media, and also offers such as cut down the product price. Move to the last suggestion is high dividend yield in a company is much better. Because of the firm are not able to pay out the shareholders in form of dividend, company need to increase performance of the company. It is because of the higher the yield, the better the return. By selecting an investment that offers more stability may mean sacrificing a certain amount of yield in the short term. At the same time, it will help to maintain a good reputation in a Nestle company. That's all for suggestion. Thank you.